Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing amazingly well. It's been a while. I hope everything's great with you. I feel like I've missed out on a friend, you know, that you haven't seen in a while. That's what I feel like this is right now. But there's been a lot going on, but this build is actually, I spoke about this in a video a little while back. One of the last ones that I did before I've had this break, and I thought about doing a let's play where it's kind of like vampires. Well, they are vampires, but they're fairies or pixies, because I think actually you, especially with like the vampires which can have the plasma juice, it's kind of the same as possibly, you know, a pixie or a fairy or something. You know, you could kind of work it around so it would be the same. So that was kind of the idea. I had an idea that I could do a let's play on that, but I'm still not sure whether I should do it or not. I don't know whether people are still interested or excited about the vampire pack or anything like that, or you know, so I'm unsure, but I think I've got some ideas for it, and if you guys are interested, then please let me know. This build would be part of it, but if not, then it can be for anyone, you know. It's just kind of a very green and very flowery sort of big house. That's basically what it is, and it's going to be in two parts. So the interior is in the next part, because I've tried to listen to you guys and not do massively long videos and split them up into different parts. So they were both 20 minutes. I'm unsure yet on whether I'm going to include the pictures, the screenshots in this video or the next video, but I'm sure you guys will be able to tell what I've ended up doing. But with this video, you probably might notice I've cut some of it out as well. This is closer to when I'm building before I then re-record it, so when I'm doing it just completely off the cuff, where I'm planning and I'm experimenting, and there were several before this which went really wrong, but you'll see that like the rooms get so messed up because I keep changing things and editing things and making things completely different, like this, what I'm doing there, and I'm lazy and I do it the way that's the quickest, and I end up getting all these complicated rooms, so quite often it's easier to restart, and I have to do some fixing off camera because, you know, but I didn't feel like doing it all over again, because I thought I've been doing this for so long, I might as well, you know, and I get rid of that corner bit because I think, oh yeah, I'll do like a diagonal thing and it'll be like a wraparound and it'll look really cool, and I think this is a good idea. I don't know what is wrong with me. Why did I think that was better? But yeah, so I fiddle around with it, and in the end we get it to just be like a normal corner piece, like these bits at the back. It's just going to be like that later, but I fiddle around with it like crazy. And yeah, it's all a bit of a muddle, but we get there in the end, and you know, I do like the whole house, and then I come back, because it's been like, it would have been like a couple of weeks later I then came back to the build, because I actually had the time to do any simming, and I've edited it, some of it, and you know, even the last bit after I've done loads and loads of stuff, I'm still, you know, tweaking parts and changing parts, and I think that is okay. Quite often I think in general, people who are doing artistic stuff, and I think Sims building is an artistic thing, and when we do our artistic projects, we think that it has to be perfect as we're going along, especially with like painting, and quite often things look really bad until the very last moment where it all pulls together. And I actually thought this build, I didn't like it. I wasn't going to upload it, and possibly you guys would have seen it much earlier had I actually had confidence in myself, because I would have uploaded it, but I didn't, because I didn't think it was worth it. But I went back to it and had a look, and I thought that I was being a bit too harsh on myself. So I hope that you guys do like it, and think that it was, you know, worth your time. But yeah, I've missed you guys. I've missed this. Like, I've missed this. I didn't realise how much I'd missed it until I just, you know, I'm doing it now. I love these voiceover parts. I mean, I didn't really miss the editing, but I was watching a music stream on Twitch, and it was amazing. Can I quickly, I think I've still got the tab open. It was do a bear roll. and there's a guy who is normally on it, and he's got two friends on there at the moment, and they're doing sort of Irish, sounds like traditional songs, and they've got looks like a banjo and then a guitar and a violin, and they're all playing together, and it is the most awesome thing. It's so cool. But before that, I was watching a random girl singing, and she's really amazing. She makes her own music and plays covers on Twitch, and I really enjoy watching her stream. So if you are interested in creative streams, then I highly suggest you go and check them out, because it is awesome listening to live music while you're playing Sims, and having it in the background and being able to chat along and things like that. I really, really enjoy it. But yeah, so I guess maybe if you guys are happy with it, I can give you a bit of, and I mean, you don't get a choice because I'm going to say it now anyway, but I'll give a bit of an update. So at work recently, things have been really tough because we've had a few people quit, a few people get fired, a few people get moved to a different store. So we've been severely understaffed, and I'm supposed to be on part-time because I'm supposed to be doing the work that I do at the store that I work as part-time, and then I'm supposed to be freelancing my graphic design and doing, I guess, Sims and other creative projects as my other job, having two part-time jobs essentially. But that's both of those things have had to fall to the wayside because I've been working over full-time. I've been working mostly 6 days a week, and sometimes not limited to 8 hours a day, like 9-10 hours a day sometimes, and it's physical work. I have to, you know, I'm lifting radiators and bags of cement, and I'm running around warehouse getting orders for people, and yeah, it's been manic and everyone's been so stressed. But we've actually hired 5 new people recently, technically 6, but one of the people quit almost straight away, just wasn't turning up. But yeah, so things have gotten a lot better. I'm back to my contracted hours, and I actually have a life again, and it's been nice just to relax for a bit. And you know, because it was one of those things where it was juggling work, you know, it was juggling doing this, which I do enjoy, but it meant that I couldn't spend time with my family or anything else if I would play Sims. So I'm sure you guys are really understanding and lovely, so I'm sure you understand why I wasn't there. But it is just, I'm not saying, because you guys have told me off in the past, I've been like, oh, I'm so sorry that I've been away, you guys, I'm so sorry, and you guys have told me to shut up. I always said it a little bit more strongly there, but yeah, so I know that I can be a bit bad with that. I'm not apologising. I'm just, you're my friends. I want to update you on my life. There was also something else that happened, and I know I'm not concentrating on the build anymore. I'll quickly talk about the build. So you know this sort of front bit, I meant for that to, I had these images which I'd seen in like these cartoon sort of gothic buildings, and they had like the massive window and the tower at the front, and I struggled so much with it because I was trying to, you know, I was trying to get it into a certain shape, and it kind of didn't fit with the rest of the house, and there were loads of different themes that I was trying to get in. And that's why I struggled so much. And so I was playing around, and maybe through some of my mistakes you guys might get some ideas as to things that you might do. I love these new freezers, they're amazing. I love them so much, and I fiddle around with the windows and the colour scheme and all of that kind of stuff. But I am in love with this stuff pack. I mean, because I haven't been able to play Sims for that long, or in that long, I haven't had a proper play with all this stuff here, so I'm really, really excited to do that. And to be back and being able to actually play this. But we've got this little seating area outside, and I built that bit first because in the original house that I made, I really messed up, and that was a bit which I wanted to keep, and I didn't want to rebuild it, so I just kept it, and that was there before the beginning. But they're pretty easy to make, so but yeah, this bit, I'm finally decided what I'm actually going to do with this bit of roof here, because I did cut some of this out, but the amount of roofing stuff that I did there, because it just didn't look right to me. I didn't like how it looked, but I think I've sorted it out, and that's kind of like an executive kind of office up there, you know, maybe an important person, you know, has their meetings up there. But that's what it is. The idea of this house is that it's supposed to be someone really important in the fairy community is supposed to live here, and possibly there's meetings held here. I made like a meeting room where people, you know, things like that. But that's the idea behind this house. But anyway, so when I was at work recently, it was frustrating because when I was little, because my dad is also, he was sort of like a carpenter, builder, plumber, electrician, you know, the works. He does DIY stuff for people. And there was once where someone basically broke apart his van, and so he had to get that repaired, but they also stole like thousands and thousands of pounds worth of tools from my dad that he'd been collecting over the years to do all of his jobs. And we did not earn a lot of money. We weren't, you know, rich people, and that was basically my dad's living that was stolen away from him. So that time he had to go in and buy tons and tons of tools because he was self-employed, so he couldn't work without his tools, so he needed to buy the tools, and it meant that we all struggled to eat and have food for several weeks because my dad needed to earn the money before we could have the food to eat, and we didn't have much savings, so it really screwed us over. So these two men came in and said that their vans got stolen, and they worked for a company, and that the company was willing to pay for their new tools until they were able to earn the money back, and that they had these business cards that they needed to use. And at the place that I work, there are these cards which you can use around all the different kinds of trade stores near where I live. And basically all the transactions go through on there. And if you're part of the business, all the people, you know, are part of it and that kind of stuff. These weren't those cards, but I thought they were. So I put them through like they were. They were stolen cards. They weren't, they were all fake cards, we don't know. But they bought... Well, I sold them, one guy £700 worth of tools and the other guy £1,000 worth of tools, and it was all in one go. And when my my duty manager at the time, she was the one going and getting them out of location, and she was the one who thought maybe like, you know, the my alarm bells are ringing with this, I don't know what's going on. And so she asked me how I did the transaction, and I did it the same way that we would do those trade cards, because that's how you know, that's what I thought they were. And so her alarm bells were ringing. She went running out and tried to get the number plate, but they were already driving off, and they'd parked in the street away from our security cameras. And it turned out that one of them had distracted me, and they'd done this sort of swiping thing with the card and entered all this code into it. They basically overread everything, and they basically hacked into the card machine, and I had no idea that was even possible. And I got tricked, basically. They tricked me, and I guess I cost the company that much money. But the thing was actually I was supposed to be trained on all of that, and I mean, it's unfortunate that it happened, but I was supposed to have been trained on, you know, things to do with that, and I never did. So I didn't get in trouble or anything, but I was bricking myself for such a long time because I thought I thought they were going to fire me because of what happened, and I honestly didn't mean to make that mistake, but it was really scary, and they were really good con men, and I mean, luckily the people who were working for me saw it on the cameras, and I'm like, those cheeky devils, they're so clever, how did they get away with that, you know? But yeah, and I was really upset about it, because if you might have remembered a couple of videos ago, I did talk about how I got scammed by con men another way, where they used fake notes and they swapped them with the ones that I checked, and it was two £50 notes, so it was £100, and yeah, it wasn't that great, and I was really worried for my job, to be honest. I was really quite scared, but I mean, it's okay in the end. But they've changed them. It ended up that like several other of the same branch that I work for got targeted in the area that I live, and maybe like 5 or 6 all happened within a couple of days of each other. And we got the partial number plate, and their faces were very, very clear on the security cameras. So I haven't heard back, but I hope that they got caught, because, you know, I don't want that happening to anyone else. But yeah, it's scary stuff. But yeah, I was scared for my job, because it had been the second time that I'd, you know, been conned and I hadn't realised or hadn't thought. But I guess I'm just so naive, because I don't think of anyone actually doing that. Like, I can't imagine anyone actually doing that. So then when, you know, I'm just so trusting of people, you know, it was tricky. But that's been, you know, have you guys ever been conned by anyone or tricked? Have you ever worked in retail and had some dodgy people come in? Tell me your stories. Maybe there's some people which have been fighting, or I don't know, maybe we can all get a bit of drama in the comments. Something I've enjoyed recently is putting these sort of edging pieces to pathways. I think that sometimes when you've got the floor tiles and you put them on lots, I feel like the crisp edge can look a bit naff, really. It doesn't look good. But I found these parts, you know, these bits from Get Together, if you put them around the edge, it looks really good, in my opinion. I think that it looks much better. But a lot of this has been me putting, like, flower explosion, colour explosion. I loved making this garden. I want a garden like this. I just think it's so pretty. I really love it. I was thinking, actually, while I was editing, I want to maybe do a live stream where I just do, you know, a house, like a tiny little house where it's just got gardens all like this with, like, flower beds, and I don't know, I just love to do it. Maybe I can do it as a normal build, but I do want to get into more streaming. I've been enjoying streaming. I've been watching Rory Plays The Sims, doing her streams. They're really, really amazing. If you haven't checked out her channel or her Twitch channel, go and check it out, because it's amazing. I'll leave all the links for these people that I've, you know, talked about in the description below, but there are some amazing creators out there, and they're really inspiring to me. I do wanna do more. I know that I keep saying that, but I am inspired by these people, and I hope that, you know, now that I do have more time, I can produce more content for you guys, because I really enjoy doing it. My nose is gone stuffy. Can you tell? Like, I'm all like this. I don't know whether it's obvious, but it feels a bit stuffy. But yeah, so the only part of the outside that I don't finish really in this video is I want to say a word, but I don't know if it's the right word. It's like, I know it's the wrong word though. It's not a word, what I want to say. Something beginning with P. No, I don't think it's the right word. It doesn't sound in my head like it's the right word. Let me know in the comments what one of those round things are called. But yeah, I guess that's I didn't put that. That's in the next video, and also the rest of the sort of inside is in the next video too. But yeah, my nose is really stuffy. It's really, really distracting. Oh, but I hope that you really like this video. I will see you again soon, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you again soon. Maybe I can say that again. Hopefully see you again soon. Alright, bye guys.